Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. Specifically, to the expansion area, the DLC, The Peril on Gorgon, where we have discovered a flask belonging to a pair of lovebirds. Two folks that have signed a marriage license to be wed to each other. One of them seems to have gotten off-world. The other of them seems to have gone insane. It probably is dead. I found this in the Gorgon ruins.
Doesn't look familiar to me. Could belong to one of the regulars. Or more likely, someone who's long gone. When Spacer's Choice evacuated Gorgon, a lot got left behind. Heirlooms, supplies, people.
Yeah, it seems as though, these corporations aren't very good at evacuating planets. Looks like the flask belonged to someone named Jerome. The engraving mentioned someone named Leonora.
Jerome. Could have sworn I heard that name before. Yeah, Leonora was telling me about a Jerome. Leonora hangs out in the old storage room, second floor. Quiet lady, keeps to herself. She's been through some shit, so you be nice to her, or you'll answer to me.
That's
now,
fair.
Can I pour you a drink? 0G if you're thirsty, algae lager if you're down.
I am good. Thank you very much. But apparently Leonora is still here. Did she come back?
Jerome would have loved this place. You don't look like one of the salvagers, no? Don't really seem like the type. You've got the look of someone who's traveled far to get here, and whose journey is far from over.
It's got a little ways to go, but it's making its way there. What makes you say that?
Confidence. The scavengers around here, they're faking it. You're the real deal.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you're bound for the old ruins, but in case you are, can you look into something? I'd do it myself, but of course, the marauders would eat me alive.
Depends on what you need. If it's a old flask.
Looking for something out there. Been paying Sublight to help me, but they haven't made much progress.
This something must be valuable. Sublight wouldn't turn over a rock unless there was salvage underneath it. This something must be valuable.
It is to me, but apparently it's junk to Sublight. My husband and I worked on Gorgon during the good times. Jerome was on maintenance duty. I cleaned out test tubes till they sparkled.
Where's Jerome now? Where were you during the bad times? Know anything juicy? Where's Jerome now?
Nowhere good, that's for sure. In his final hours, Gorgon was a war zone. Violence broke out in the labs. The hills were full of marauders. You couldn't take a leisurely stroll without an armed escort.
Okay, so there was more problems going on with Gorgon besides Spacer's Choice, their experiments.
I lost. As soon as I wasn't looking, Jerome switched our tickets and pushed me to the front of the line. I got to leave. Jerome stayed behind. I never saw him again.
So what brings you back to Gorgon?
A broken heart, that's what. This place is greedy. Took my Jerome, and it would have taken me too. I just want one thing back. His old hip flask. I gave it to him the day we signed our marriage contract, and he carried it wherever he went. I know it's still here.
I think I have what you're looking for.
That's it, all right. Law. Still smells like his whiskey, his cigarettes, and that awful cologne he bathed in every morning. Here. I saved up for this just in case I needed to go out into the ruins myself. Truth be told, I'm glad I never had to use it. You didn't happen to find anything else out there, did you?
I found his journal. He kind of went mad after the evacuation and became a marauder. Okay, do I want to tell her the truth? Have no way of knowing. Look to the future. I found Jerome. He died peacefully.
A marauder? You're telling me he's been alive all this time?
Well,
Don't
I
tell
might
me
have
that's the
killed
end of it.
him.
Was there anything else?
There's no way of knowing where he is now, because all the marauders cover up their faces.
You're right. My Jerome deserved better. But deserving isn't the same as getting.
Like, he might have been amongst the marauders that I killed,
Jerome got me out of Gorgon.
or
I can honor
the
his memory by
previous
staying.
marauders that I killed.
Time to hit the dusty trail. Be seeing you, stranger.
Nod.
I was expecting that to go a lot worse, but I usually avoid the hard conversations.
I think you did the right thing, Captain, but I hope she doesn't try to go after him.
Well, it's better that she knows what she's getting into. Like, if she was expecting him to be a peacefully dead corpse, then she would be looking for a peacefully dead corpse, and not a marauder which is probably just going to kill her, and then eat her face. That's what marauders do, apparently. So I think that, like, the other choice that I could have made is, like, he's just gone, so that to try to encourage her to not look for him. But I also feel as though part of my decision to say what I did say is also, like, because I don't expect to ever see this character again. There are various... And that's the thing, like, you look at various characters in the storyline, and every character is going to have their own story, but if you never really have to see them again, then ultimately, like, the hardest choice that might be tough and awkward to live with is the best choice, because it's the most, or should I say, let me rephrase, the most honest choice is the best choice. Like, think about any choice that you might have made based on how your vicinity to the person involved. Let us switch the journal to there. Like, even though it might have been harder for her to deal with the fact that her husband has gone insane, than to say, just be gone with it. Like, the decision to be honest with her isn't necessarily my opinion about how she is going to be affected by it, but instead how I feel as though I am affected by my decision. Do I feel comfortable with the decision that I made? Would I rather be honest, or would I rather deceive somebody with the hopes that that deception is a better story? Do these things blow up? Okay, they do blow up. I don't think I've ever really tried shooting those at any point. Would be a better story than the truth. And it's easier to tell the truth when you don't have to necessarily deal with the repercussions of it. Alright, I guess it's okay. Yeah, they definitely seem a little bit faster. Like they're all taking adrenatime. Which makes sense because you kind of find adrenatime on their dead bodies. Can you please stand still? There we go. Oh. Excellent. Good job, Pravati. Yeah. They definitely use a lot of the adrenotime, and makes me kind of also wonder, like, at what point did the experiments fail for Spacer's Choice? Are we looking at a situation in which they created their problems? Kind of like the Ravagers of the TV show Firefly and Serenity. Like, did Spacer's Choice create these marauders that are ravaging this asteroid, and possibly even the marauders that had escaped from this asteroid? I might be looking a little bit too deep into that. The idea that, like, all marauders may have stemmed from the Spacer's Choice experiments. Why, hello, what are you? A frost sore soldier.
Here we go.
Not a mantisaur, a completely different monster. Oh yeah, I forgot I had this gun.
That's the last of them.
And I believe it uses heavy ammo, which is the unfortunate part. Like, I keep saying that I need a...
Where were we? This reminds me of the punchline to a joke I heard once.
I got your back, Captain. Ain't a single mantisaur gonna sneak up on us.
Okay, what was the joke, though? What was the joke that she heard once? A shiver pillar. Alright. That's a kind of a fun name. Instead of a mantipillar, a shiver pillar. I suppose it's a little bit more fun than, say, like, if they just named it a frost pillar. Kind of like how the mantipillar is just a mantipillar instead of a mantisaur. The Office of Creative Incubation. Maybe they should have incubated that idea for a little bit longer before they sent it out into the world.
Initiating ocular measurement. Measurement complete. Ocular identification complete. Welcome, Clarence Mostly. Access granted. Welcome to the Office of Creative Incubation.
Alright, I suppose we know what happened to Clarence mostly. At the very least, we know what happened to him. Mostly. Alright. Well, we've got the Spacer's Choice mascot with a gun. Now, what are we dealing with in here? Are we dealing with robots? Marauders? Marauder robots?
Mr. Thompson told me 100 times the cannery couldn't afford spare parts for Bess. All while Spacer's Choice was building this?
Yes. Pravati, we already realized that Spacer's Choice is a terrible company. You don't have to provide more evidence. Okay, that was just a lamp. It kind of looked like somebody's head. But yeah, that's the thing, like, Spacer's Choice was actively denying their own employees healthcare on their own active facilities while trying to do whatever it is they were doing here. Let's see. From Goodfellow to McKay. After some deliberation, I've decided to update your standard procedure and protocol while you operate the front desk. Commit the following to memory. Do greet visitors and workers with a smile. Do mention Spacer's Choice brand products and services in your daily greetings. Do monitor and report extended lavatory breaks. Don't mention our surveillance and security system to arriving visitors. Don't talk about the incident. Don't let any auditors into the upper floor under any circumstances. Failure to adhere to protocol number 6 will result in a demerit on your permanent record. I don't mean to be harsh with you, McKay. You're part of our family, too. Regards, Lawrence Goodfellow, Management. Okay, so we want to get to the upper floor. Let's unlock the lavatory door and the showcase, because we can do both.
They got one for Edgewater. Oh, it's just Saltuna. Come on, we got a volcano too.
They really think Adrena timed does all that?
Yes. Lightning reflexes, keen skills, more kills, all with Adrenatime. Leave the competition but far behind with Adrenatime. Enhance your output with chemical input. Productive towns run on Adrenatime. Oh, is that a little... That's a little tiny Edgewater. That's cute. And they've got Saltuna. Ah, an energy canister. Definitely what we were looking for. Yeah. Damn it. Is this light machine gun a higher level? 31. Level 31. Light machine gun. And it uses light ammunition. Let's try it out. And what are you? The perfect game. Staring at the weapon long enough, you'd swear you can hear the roar of a stadium crowd, cheering you on, hungry for more action. Who are you to disappoint your fans? And a champion tossball stick. Now you can beat and pummel just like the pros beat and pummel with a genuine official licensed tossball stick. Only from Spacer's Choice. Spacer's Choice is not liable for any damages caused by the use of any of their tossball sticks or bludgeons. As bludgeons. Good enough. Yep, no weapons from Edgewater. Just Saltuna. Is this actually in... I was about to ask whether the Saltuna was in good condition. But the Saltuna was probably never in good condition. Interesting. Just broken robots. And empty halls so far. I'm guessing the upper floor is where the shit goes down. Where it gets real. Alright, let's back up a little bit. We'll go to the upper floor a little bit. But for now, what's on this side of the room? That's sealed. Ah, the lavatory. If you use Adrenatime in the lavatory, does that mean you could urinate faster? Like, how does it... Oh, hello. Playing in pure water. Oof. No, thank you. Somebody forgot to flush. Oh, hello. Is this kind of like a bar area? And also, how am I on inventory space? I'm okay so far. But probably, at the very least, by the end of this journey through Gorgon, I'm going to have to worry about dealing with my inventory. Any bits in the cashier? In the cash register? Not accessible? Huh. Not accessible from this side. What are you? Tossball card Matthew. I'm not expecting to find anything here. I think down here it's just going to be more loot, more random stuff. It definitely seems as though the upstairs area is where the party's at. And by party, I'm also including all of these red markers on my compass. Oh, hello. I almost passed it up. Oh, hold up. $525 DPS, 126 damage. Yeah, that's level 24 versus level 31. Alright, let's head upstairs. See how bad things really get in the offices of Incubation. I wonder if I'm going to get any sort of warning, like I can look through a glass window to see... the bad guys first. Huh. Yeah, here's Johnny. Oh, nope. I see some guys now. That guy's got a scythe. Okay, that was actually really good. It definitely made short work of that Colossus. Level 30! Alright, let's see. What are we gonna throw our points into? Sure, why not? Perks. Melee damage returning to health. I don't use melee. Area effect. Headshot kills explode damaging nearby enemies. When you're low health, you deal increased damage. Further increased damage by science weapons. Increase the armor rating and skill bonuses from any armor you wear. Bonuses from mods are not affected. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, and I can upgrade more for Ellie and Pravati. They get more perks. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Shots from Ellie's ability ricochet to a second nearby enemy. That's fun. When Pravati kills an enemy, you gain some of your tactical time dilation. When the companion takes damage, combat effects, chance of blah. Let's go with that. That corporate commander did not last very long. The best ideas since pre-sliced bread. The OCI Cerebral Committee has hereby decided by unanimous vote that the recent test results from human inquiry and auditing are unacceptable, untenable, and unsatisfactory. This message is an informal expression of our dissatisfaction, which will be formally declared by memorandum in the near future. While the committee recognizes the marketing potential of insomnia and chemical dependency, the remaining side effects described in HIA's latest report are incompatible with the OCI's vision of the adrenatime product. Corporate auditors will expect to see a product that dramatically improves the long-term productivity of Spacer's Choice workers by reducing the need for rest and mitigating the effects of long-term melancholia. The product delivered by HIA induces psychosis, violent behavior, paranoia, and alarmingly disobedience. That's the worst part. The psychosis, the violent behavior, that's fine, but the OCI cannot accept a product that transforms long-term users into dissidents. The damage to our corporate image will inevitably benefit our rivals at Anti-Clio. A unanimously Cerebral Committee. To my colleagues in the OCI Cerebral Committee, I share your concerns but not your alarm. In times like these, I encourage you to recall a passage from our Spacer's Choice user manual. The failures of subordinates must never become the failures of leaderships. The Spacer's Choice user manual literally spells out scum. Great. The meaning is simplicity itself. HIA has failed to deliver acceptable results because they have failed to perform their professional obligations. My esteemed colleagues, you and I possess a number of law-given qualifications, but we have not been relegated to lab coat work. Let me reiterate. We are not test tube jockeys, we are leaders. HIA's purpose is to deliver test results. Our purpose is to deliver a quarterly report. I'd like you to reach out to Miriam Kumara at Strategic Branding. Have her team clean up HIA's report, trim the fat, and tuck in its guts. Make it look presentable for our auditors. Okay. Cerebral Committee. My team and I have finished reviewing HIA's latest experimental report. We believe the failure of the report is manifest in its flagrant disregard for company-approved language. To that end, we have drafted a revised report, edited with language consistent with the Spacer's Choice company vision. The HIA's original report mentions clear evidence of dangerous side effects associated with the using of the adrenatime product, including but not limited to paranoia, violent confusion, chemical dependence, and dissident adjacent behavior. We propose the following connotative revisions. Dangerous side effects could be exciting collateral benefits, paranoia, dramatically heightened attention, violent confusion, physically assertive behavior, chemical dependence, metabolic compatibility. Dissident adjacent behavior. Any mention of dissident behavior in this report may encourage dissidence. Recommend cutting the phrase entirely out of respect for our readers. Reading about dissidents causes dissidence? I would imagine that cutting out reports of dissidents because you're worried it will cause dissidents will cause more dissidents. Ah. Wow. I am pretty awesome, thank you. You don't have to say wow every time I unlock a safe. Oh my gosh, so much reading. On the latest results, Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow. Fortunately, I have had the opportunity to review the latest test results from Human Inquiry. I agree with your and the committee's general assessment that these test results are unacceptable. The latest experiment sample of adrenotime demonstrates a 15 out of 17 possible symptoms in my rubric of dangerous, lethal, or otherwise high-risk sound effects. I have sent a full report to your desk, the abstract of which is by follows. Adrenotime in its current state fails to meet the project standards. By my calculations, adrenotime users trade short-term improvements in productivity for long-term losses in productivity. Specifically, dead workers are unproductive workers. I agree with that completely. Whenever a calculation produces an unforeseen result, it is prudent to take a look at one's numbers. Incorrect numbers lead to flawed calculations. If the HIA's calculations are sound, then their numbers, that is to say, the drugs provided to the chem labs, must be flawed. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, I have not yet received your correspondence regarding my previous letter. I can only assume you're still to deploy a parochial colloquialism. Chewing over my commentary. I have several additional insights, which I have collated into an itemized list and sent to your secretary. Here's my summary. I believe the root of the problem lies in the chem lab. As I mentioned in my previous letter, incorrect numbers led to flawed calculations. The problem must therefore be found in Dr. Jasper Lowe and his stewardship of the chem lab. Dr. Lowe is notoriously lackadaisical and careless manager, and, pardon my language, a poor scientist. What movie or TV show has somebody calling somebody a poor scientist? Bonus points if you get that. Because I don't get the bonus points for that, because I don't remember. But I want to say there was a movie or TV show where somebody's like, and he's a poor scientist. Chem Lab must provide HIA with a safe, high-quality, carefully refined drug with which to conduct tests. The slapdash, artless, high-risk formula Chem Lab has been delivering to HIA can only result in unacceptable test results. I understand that safety and high-quality development are often antithetical to the corporate strategy of Spacer's Choice, but in my life I have found that the perspective of an outsider can be helpful. Awaiting your response, Mr. Mostly. Alright, Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, your response to my previous two letters are conspicuous by their absence. Based on my analysis of your personality type, dietary habits, patterns of speech, and mode of dress, I must conclude with reasonable certainty that your silence stems from trepidation and anxiety. If I might presume to offer you some advice cultivated after years of living in Byzantium, may I suggest that your anxiety stems merely from ignorance. Ignorance is the easiest of vices to rectify and requires only learning and heeding the advice of one's betters. A little, like, this guy really comes off as pompous and arrogant, but at the same time, he's working with Spacer's Choice employees, so, like, you can do a lot worse. The success and failure of any project depends on the readiness of its constituent staff to perform their mandated duties. Scientists perform experiments, researchers research, managers manage. When one of these roles acts outside of its limitations, chaos is introduced into the system. Take heart. You need not fear the burden of management. The secret of good leadership is a strong oversight combined with careful, fastidious, numerically driven, and scientifically supported management. The turbulence experienced by this project is emphatically not the fault of the OCI. However, it is the role and duty of the OCI to fix these problems. Ours is the only department capable of righting the ship of innovation in the waters of chaos. With paternal affection, Mr. Mostly, who is definitely not a huge asshole. He at least has an eyeball. We've confirmed that much. The rest of him might just be an asshole. But then again, like, you've got all these other Spacer's Choice employees who are like, Adrenatime, making people go lose their minds and become psychos? That's fine. We just want to make sure the email is presented in a nice, kind manner. We want ourselves to look good in the email. Oh, okay. I can turn off, this turret and not get shot to death by it. But that also explains why all the Marauders I've been finding have a whole bunch of Adrenatime on them. Because the Adrenatime product is actually really bad for you. Maintenance room, I don't have access to that.
Guess you get what you pay for with Spacer's Choice guards, too.
I hope their passing was swift.
Their armor, though, is pretty good, so I am going to take a moment to go through these guns and armor. Alright. Went through my inventory, so the next time I go to a vending machine, that'll probably go a little bit quicker. Is this essentially like an upstairs bar? Oh. Taste the freedom. Alright. That helped unload a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Everyone all right?
That was fast. Yeah. A module that does good for dialogue, or a modification, should I say. Let's see, that one is 525. Okay, same as that. Yeah, everybody's got a little bit of Adrenatime on them, which makes me wonder, like, do they have the means of producing their own Adrenatime? Or is there such a large supply of it? Inebriation procedure and protocol. Feeling lethargic after a long day of creative incubation? Having trouble shooting down the bird of inspiration? Let Spacer's Choice help you steady your aim. A selection of company-approved libations are available for purchase. Medicate your creative paralysis with Spacer's Choice Zero G Brew. All purchases will be deducted from your pay. Spacer's Choice Zero G Brew, official slogan to be determined. Medicate your creative paralysis. Wow. Let's see. Trouble deciding on font for new department letterhead. Ordered Zero G Brew. Wrote 12 good words today, but can't figure out what order they should be in. I know the feeling. Ordered 3 Zero G Brew. Brainstorming ideas for new flavors. Salt tuna. Still having trouble deciding on font. Ordered more. 0 G. Well, I can tell you that alcohol does not inspire me to write. Alcohol inspires me to sleep. That is all it inspires. Ah, and then we got some ammo. Oh, it's on the other side of the bar. Some guy's leg. Oh, hello. Alright, there goes 2 of them. Ellie? Try not to run directly in front of me when I shoot people. Oh my gosh. He just jumped in the air. Inferno Scythe. Huh. Excellent. Wait. Seems like we're getting shot at by something.
Don't mess with us.
Never mind. Parvati's got it. I gave her one of the light machine guns, and I feel like that was a pretty wise upgrade. Alright, by notice of Lawrence Goodfellow, auditorium projector room must remain sealed until further notice. Please answer any inquiries by visiting auditors with the following pre-approved message. Mr. Goodfellow is excited to inform you that our projector room is undergoing upgrades in preparation for our grand quarterly report presentation. We thank you for your patience. Please return to the reception desk and request a complimentary bottle of Zero-G brew. Asking questions? How about drink yourself stupid? That'll help. If you're reading this memo, you're a designated concierge of the auditorium. Please commit the following message to your memory when guiding auditors along a tour of our office. What is an auditorium? Spacer's Choice Manual of Definitions describes an auditorium as a place where auditing takes place. Here you will enjoy all the familiar, low-cost, budget-friendly amenities that make Spacer's Choice the leading brand in affordable entertainment. Satisfy your posture in our semi-reclining chairs. Enjoy a moderately cold bottle of Zero-G brew. Relax as you enjoy this special presentation of the Project Gorgon Quarterly Review, brought to you by the Office of Creative Incubation. Everyone, I'm going to be blunt because I want you to understand the gravity of this situation. Someone or several someones sabotaged our quarterly reports. They're all gone, irretrievably damaged. The cerebral committee's putting their heads together to come up with a solution. We hope to have one before the auditors arrive. In the meantime, here's what I need you all to do. Do not, under any circumstances, talk about the sabotage to anyone outside our office. We need to soften the language. Studies show that repeated use of the word sabotage can incite sabotage in people who lack moral fiber. I'm not taking any chances. I need you to all to come up with an alternate way of describing this sabotage. Something like the incident, but not so obvious. We've received all your suggestions. After much deliberation, the Cerebral Committee has unanimously voted to refer to the sabotage incident as the incident. Okay, so that's basically the incident that was referred to in the front desk. That was rule number 6, I think. Was not talking about the incident. But apparently is that what they were worried about? They were worried about people finding out that their audit had been damaged, or should I say had gone missing. Like, it wasn't the fact that their adrenatime products are turning people into raving lunatics. The problem is that they didn't have a prepared budget report. Again, this would be in line with most Spacer's Choice employees that I've dealt with. Or should I say a lot of corporate employees that I've dealt with in this game. Like, it's very reflective of Sanjar, the leader of MSI, who considered like a data cartridge to help him balance the books, a weapon that he could use.
Wow. I think this screen's taller than my entire shop back home.
Are you referring to... like that screen?
About your test subjects, I assume you're trying new formulations on humans, correct?
Oh, it's Olivia Ambrose.
Dr. Ambrose? They come from Tartarus, don't they?
They do?
Why the reluctance? Providing life-affirming employment to the indigent, the criminally indigent? Well, that's a social good, don't you agree?
I have a staff meeting to attend. Excuse me.
Of course they have been experimenting on people, and of course the people they're experimenting on are human beings. Not just human beings, but prisoners. Prisoners that they likely imprisoned for some amount of time due to... I have not been in this area. For some reason, like the way that...
Getting our hands dirty.
Some of these hallways look very similar to other hallways. We got some more bullets. Was that... what was he looking at? Was he like shaving or something? Did I just interrupt his morning shave? Oh well. Extra, extra. Read all about screen legends spotted en route. Hollywood talkies stars sighting. Alright. I think this is going to be where I stop for the night, though. A little bit kind of in the middle of things, but this has gone on for a little while. In the meantime, got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.